Welcome to the podcast Friday Feels, brought to you by the Office of Counseling and Wellness at Berkeley College. I'm your host and personal counselor, Sarah Nickerson. Join our journey with Berkeley students as they navigate the challenges of the current pandemic with strength, creativity, and wisdom. New episodes released every Friday. Thanks for listening. Welcome, my friend, to Friday Feels. I'm so glad to have you here today. We usually just start by having the student tell us a little bit about themselves. So whatever you want to share, I'd love to hear.
Sure. So my name's Carrie Broncano. I believe I'm currently in my 7th semester at Berkeley.
Ooh, nice.
So I should be set to graduate with my bachelor's next semester. I'm currently majoring in fashion merchandising and management.
Wow.
And I'm in a couple of clubs. So I'm in the White Plains campus SGA. Well, White Plains is online now. What else am I doing? Oh, I'm also vice president of the Fashion Culture Business Club.
Okay.
And I'm also part of the Berkeley Honors Program. So that's just a little bit about me.
Yeah, so you have a lot of different involvement on campus, it sounds like.
I don't know if I call it a lot, but yeah. Well, before everything changed into an online format, I'd say I was pretty active on campus because before the whole pandemic, I was working with SBCL and Residence Life as a federal work study. So I would always coordinate events here and there and just help them out.
Okay. Well, tell me a little bit about what has the pandemic been like for you?
Oh, I definitely say it's been stressful. Just as a student and just as a person, I guess, it's just been pretty hard to manage everything. And, especially when it first started, I was like, it's the end of the world.
I know, yeah. Yeah, what has helped you, with some of those feelings that have come up for you since the pandemic started?
I don't know. I think I've just been dragging myself along. But I
Yeah.
definitely say having my friends. I'm a very social butterfly, so I always enjoy being on campus and getting to meet new people. And obviously, that's become 10 times harder now. But I've had the same friend group since basically middle school, so I'm just glad we've been
Wow.
sticking together. I'm
Yeah.
grateful for my friends, honestly.
Yeah.
So a lot of them had to come back to our hometown because of their campuses getting closed down. So it was like one big high school reunion.
Yeah.
Sort of. We mostly do everything online as well. Although I think it's also just kind of been hard because um, I feel like some of my friends, this is going to make me sound so judgmental. I promise I'm not.
Yeah.
Some of my friends don't really uh, have a grasp of the severity of the situation, of the
Yeah.
world.
Right.
So it's just kind of hard to, you know, have different values and perspectives on the whole pandemic.
Yeah. Yeah. What, for you, what has been most difficult about the pandemic?
That's a good question. Well, I actually I lost my job to the pandemic. Um, both of them kind of. Before, like I said, I worked as a federal work study at Berkeley College's White Plains campus, so I had to leave that. And then I also worked as a waitress at a local restaurant, and the owner unfortunately went bankrupt because he lost a lot of business to the
Yeah.
pandemic.
Yeah.
So it was hard going from having 2 jobs to having none.
Yeah, yeah, there's been so much transition and change that has happened in the pandemic it's I think for a lot of people it's like trying to cope with loss, whether that's like loss of a loved one, loss of a job, loss of routine.
Hmm.
So many things have changed.
Yeah, I think you're right. That's a really good way to put it. It's just
Yeah,
so different from what we're used to.
absolutely. What has it been like for you? I know the transition from being on campus to being online, um, for schoolwork and academic wise, what has that been like for you?
Oh, I definitely say it's been hard, but manageable.
Yeah.
um, since I do have a lot of time in my hands now, I do have a lot of time to allocate towards my education. But it's just been kind of hard because I don't think I'm good at learning through the online format. And I think that's just really what it is. Like, I'm just not an online
Sure.
learner. I need to be on campus, hands on, face to face with a professor where I can openly ask questions. Um, and I've only had one professor this semester that coordinates Zoom calls on a scheduled basis. So
Okay.
I haven't really gotten a chance to really get to know my professors, and I feel like that's one really important part of the whole college experience because I feel like, well, from what I've learned from experience, is that your professors are also like your connections into the industry. So my
Yeah.
past professors have helped me so much because they got to know me as a person and they were able to judge my character and see that I consider myself a responsible individual. So they helped me get some like jobs in the fashion industry even, and they've just supported me. So I'm not saying my professors now don't do that, but I feel like it's very hard for them to, you know, see who I am as a person. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Like that loss of interpersonal connection in some ways.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. But it sounds like you've also taken advantage of like what you can when you can, like with the Zoom meetings or just trying to stay as connected as possible with clubs.
Mhm.
That's good.
Yeah. Thank
Um,
you.
yeah, sorry, say that again.
Oh, it's just thank you.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about like what has, has there been anything about the pandemic that has been a positive change for you that surprised you?
Positive change. Oh, I guess I've saved a lot of money.
That's good.
Before I used to, go out to eat at restaurants or like go get my nails done and all that jazz. And now I haven't really had to, or I haven't even really had the chance to, because I'm just not going out as much as I used to. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, I can't. I'm trying to think of something else. I think that's the biggest thing. Just I got to save a lot of money, and I get to be home with my dogs.
Ah, what kind of dog do you have?
Oh, they're little demons. I have a Shih Tzu Chihuahua mix, and then I have a Chihuahua. So if there's so much as even like a cricket chirp, then they start barking.
Wow,
Mhm.
that's funny. Are they good company though?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, when they're being nice, when they feel like being nice.
Yeah, I feel like animals have that quality. It's like they come to you when they want to come to you.
Exactly.
Nice. Well, what are your plans for after college? What are some of your dreams and hopes?
um, well, I actually don't really. I wouldn't know if I have a dream. I think I just want, just to have a job. Just I don't think I'm asking for much. Like I just want to be able to have a stable job, a stable income. Help support my family. I feel like at the end of the day, that's really all that matters to me. Support myself. Although I don't really have a specific career I aspire to go into, I do have a huge interest in either public relations or the wedding industry. But I feel like also with the pandemic, my aspirations kind of have to adjust along with it. So I'm
Sure.
just not really sure how to tackle that in the future. But it'll when the day comes, it comes.
Yeah, yeah. Again,
Mhm.
it's sort of like rolling with, what happens and trying to figure out the best way to move forward.
Exactly.
What gives you a sense of hope or what grounds you when you're feeling really like overwhelmed or chaotic?
Um, I think it's the fact that this pandemic affected all of us. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's not just it didn't discriminate, it affected everyone. For just for some moments, the world itself was pretty much put on hold. So it's kind of, I was gonna say it's kind of nice, but that's not the word. But it's just kind of reassuring to know that everyone was affected by the
Yeah.
same thing at the same moment. So
Yeah.
I feel like we're never really alone at this point, and that somewhere out there, that there's going to be someone that can relate to your personal experience, my personal experience,
Mm.
and it's just kind of helped. I've noticed a lot of companies have also adjusted their policies or like their workplace environment to cater towards those who were affected by the pandemic. Having them work from home or social distancing in an office setting, anything like that. So it's just kind of reassuring.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. I think like I definitely think about that too. Like whenever I feel like I'm in a tough space, like remembering that. we're not alone and that other people are in a similar position, and practicing gratitude for the things that we do have or
Hmm.
the things that are going okay. Uh, but it's definitely like a step by step, every day, sometimes every hour process.
Yeah.
What is like the best advice that you would give to other Berkeley students who are maybe just starting out in their Berkeley academic career?
Yeah, I actually have a lot of friends who just joined the Berkeley community as freshmen. So they've been asking me for a lot of advice, as their senior. Um, but what I'd say definitely just try to stay engaged and reach out to the Berkeley community as a whole, because even though we're in this online format, and this is mostly going out to my White Plains students, since
Yeah.
I haven't been back on campus. But I definitely just say, get on Yammer. Don't be afraid to send an email. Branch out. Make friends, because while everything is online right now, I think the Berkeley staff and community and clubs have done a great job in establishing a sense of community online. So whether it's online events or just quick chats, I think they have a really good place and a good setting online that
Yeah.
allows students to engage with each other. And I
Mhm.
think it's really important for them to take advantage of that,
Right.
because then once everything hopefully goes back to normal soon, it'll be like an easy transition. It'll be like nothing changed.
Yeah, yeah. I definitely would encourage students to take advantage of that online connection. I know it's so hard because it's just not the same as,
Hmm.
being face to face with someone.
Yeah.
Um, but still, like, using what you can and sort of adapting to the circumstances. I know it's so hard, especially when you've been on your computer all day for work or for school, to like want to connect again. Um, but yeah, just finding those little ways to stay connected to the outside world is really important. Have you found that in your community you're still able to like get out and walk around, or are you mostly staying inside?
Oh, I mostly stay inside. I'm a complete homebody, so being inside for me is a blessing. But every once in a while, I do maybe make plans to go out to get takeout with my friends, like just small things here and there.
Yeah, yeah. Again, like finding those little ways to
Hmm.
stay connected, even if they're small.
Yeah, the little moments where you kind of just think everything's back to normal.
Yeah, yeah. Well, good. Well, is there anything else that you want to share or offer today on our podcast?
Not really. Yeah, that's
Well,
that's pretty much all I really have to say.
yeah, no, that's great. You gave us lots of really good information, and I appreciate you taking the time to be here today. I wish you all the luck. It sounds like you have a really full schedule, and you're doing everything that you can academically, professionally, personally to move forward in the world. And I hope the pandemic, eases up a little bit, and hopefully one day we'll be able to meet in person.
Yeah, hopefully. I look forward to that day.
Yeah, I know. I can't wait till we get to hug people in real life.
I know, and I feel like I've actually gotten to know a lot more people online that I never would have met in
Right.
person otherwise, whether it's
Yeah.
like a difference in campus or anything. So now it's like I know to be on the lookout for this person.
Yeah, that's definitely been one advantage. Even for myself as a staff member, I feel like I've gotten to know other staff members better just because we're on Zoom calls where I wasn't able to really do that before. So that's cool.
Yeah, I even think like us as an example. Like I don't think I ever really would have
Right.
had a chance to talk to you had it not been for everything being online. So I'm glad
Yeah,
for that at
for
least.
sure. It's nice. It's nice to be able to connect in different ways, even though sometimes I know it can be tiring. All right. Well, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.
Yeah, I hope the same for you. Thank you so much for inviting me on here.
Yeah, thanks for being here. All right. Bye.
All right, bye.
That's all for now. Join us next week for another episode of Friday Feels. Enjoy your weekend and stay safe. Be well.